So the guys over at Monta gave me the opportunity, first crack. I don't know if I'm the first one, but I'm definitely one of the earliest ones to get my hands on a new release, a total redesign of a current model. The Triumph has been around for a while, 2017 or something like that, maybe even before. This is the new one. This is coming out for pre-order late 2025. They'll be shipping right after the first of the year. I think like January 2026. And if I understand it correctly, I think they're going to cost less than the last model of the Triumph. I think the last one was like 1,700. Pretty sure this one's going to be a little less. So that is really good. We like it when watch prices go down. Everybody else, prices are going up. Monta, staying the same or going down, and a total refresh, and they knocked it out of the park. I absolutely love this one, mostly because the size suits my preference better. Hopefully it will yours as well, so let's take a look at that. Case size, I measure, they're saying it's a 40 mil. I measure like from here to here, like 40.5. So it's in between that 40.5 area. I will say that I think just because of the dial size and everything, it kind of wears like that, like a little bit bigger than a 40, but maybe 40 and a half, a little bit smaller. I know as watch enthusiasts, we can get like pretty finicky about those 0.5 millimeter measurements, which is ridiculous. Let's just put the watch on and see if you like it. I mean, at first, when you look at it, obviously you're attracted to it immediately. But then once you try it on, if you ever have the opportunity to try on a Monta, you'll quickly see why they are favored amongst the people that have them or the people that try them. They get to experience them. They are very high quality. The lug-to-lug is a 47, so now you're talking Goldilocks sizes, regardless of that 40 or 40 and a half controversy. The 47 lug-to-lug is perfect. And then the bracelet is actually slightly shallow of the end link, so that's not a concern at all. The thickness, it's only 10.6 millimeter. You can see you have a chamfered flat sapphire crystal up top with, should be at least 7 layers of anti-reflective coating, because that's what the last one was. And then you have lug opening of 20 millimeter. This is like one of the best bracelets in the business too, by the way. Like it all individual pieces, folds up, has a really nice taper down to about 16 millimeter. And then they have, of course, their wonderful clasp. I think they constantly are upgrading this, or not upgrading, but they got it dialed in. Of course, they still have their, patent pending little button thing there that kind of snaps in place. That's a very secure fit. And then, of course, you have your fold-over keeper with their signed emblem there. Easy to operate. And, of course, you have that toolless on-the-fly micro adjust, so that's easy to use. You can slide it in and out for desired size there. You have half links, you have screw pins. This thing is just dialed. Like, you can see the movement. The movement, they call it the M22, which I always think is pretty cool because I live near a pretty famous road for northern Michigan anyway that's called M22. And they call their movements M22, I think, for the most part. But it's a regulated Sellita SW300, which is already a more top-grade movement. You can see how beautiful it is. Of course, signed or Monta rotor. It is also 200 meter water resist, which is another improvement over the previous Triumph, which was 150 meter. So, you know, you can go a little deeper in the water if you want. I doubt any of you guys were even going 150, but you can go 200 now. But where these shine, obviously, is all the fine little details. And you'll see that the closer you look at it. The handset is diamond cut, rhodium plated. You have really nice applied markers. You have a really good traditional yet Monta vibe layout of this thing with that 3 and 9 at the cardinal positions. And then you have their oversized, I don't know what you call that, cutoff triangle. And then you have the date down at the 6 o'clock position, keeping that symmetry. Now, I was talking to Monta a little bit ago, actually texting him. And I was like pleading, begging with them. So I want you guys, now I know for a fact, every time I talk to a watch brand, date model watches outsell no date watches almost entirely across the board. I'm biased towards no date. this watch deserves a no date. I hope they do it. It could be a limited edition. I don't really care. I beg Monta, and if you guys agree with me, I want you to sound off in the comments. Give this video a like, all that good stuff, and then I can use that for collecting data to solicit them for maybe a polar white dial no date. That watch would be great. The black dial, this one's definitely safe. I'm sure they'll introduce some other colors, maybe some limited editions later on. I think this watch is going to be received really well. You know, they're doing the pre-order, so we'll see. The black one is obviously going to be the lead star in the sales for the Triumph, regardless if they launched a bunch of colors all at once or they roll them out over time. The black one's just perfect. It's safe, right? It's everybody can agree that this watch looks beautiful. So anything else is going to be extra. So, and would maybe then compete with the black dial. So if you want the black dial one, now's the time to get it, because like I said, it's pre-order. It's going to be less money than the previous Triumph, and this one is just killer. You have those really nice, simple, smooth crown guards, and they shield that 6mm shaped and signed crown. It's, I don't know what else I can say about this thing. It's just great. Let's pop it on wrist so you can see what that looks like. I believe they might have some good strap options as well, you know, because Monta is kind of associated with a really well-known strap company as well. But you can see on my 7¼ wrist, I much prefer this size, this look. This thing is just Goldilocks, like I said before. Like on wrist, it's just perfect. That 40 by 47 with that excellent taper on the bracelet. This looks and feels, I don't know, like a, trying to think what price, if I had to guess, knowing what I know today by handling so many watches, and you didn't tell me what the brand was, but you told me that it was a good, reputable brand, I would place this in the 4,000 to 6,000, so like roughly 5,000, give or take, range as far as price. Now, the only thing, you know, prohibiting that is like if they had like an in-house movement. But that's what some of those brands, that's how they, you know, push to those higher levels. Well, we don't want Monta to do that, because then now, you know, it pushes it higher. Like at the level that we're at right now, we're sub 2,000 with everything else just being perfect, and you have a serviceable, replaceable, easy to live with movement. Instead of having to send it to one place only, you can have any watchmaker potentially work on this. I'm talking about like future-proofing it. And it's less than half the price of really what it competes with, is what I guess I'm trying to say. It punches higher than the price point would indicate. Now, let's give it a quick blast with the UV light, because I am just babbling on about this watch. I think they absolutely, this was a complete surprise. They didn't tell me what it looked like. They just said, hey, I want to send you this, the new design Triumph. I'm like, yeah, send it. I opened it up and I'm like, whoa, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting a slight evolution. This is a complete ground up. This is a completely different watch with the same name. So should be BGW9 Lume, because it looks perfectly white in the daytime and then it glows perfectly blue when the lights go out. Heavy application, very uniform, no weird spots or any highs or lows in the Lume department. Just the attention, and keep this in mind. I was talking to Justin that this is technically a prototype, but I think at this level, their prototypes are pretty much 99%. I don't know what they could possibly approve, but this one, I mean, I would buy this one. I have, you know what I mean? It's sorted. So I can't wait for the release of these, and I'll just keep my fingers crossed for that no date one. But this one's killer. I know you guys like your dates. Let me know. Chime in the comments. I'll see you on the next vid.